We are taking easy cooking at a whole new level. We're gonna make 6 different Mexican meals, and all at a fraction of the time, and I cannot wait to show you. Thank you for joining me at EZ Eatery. Stay tuned, let's get busy. Let's start off with our tortilla chips. These are so easy. All it is flour tortillas, salt, oil, and lime, and they taste just like Chipotle's. Oh my gosh. So we're just going to take our flour tortillas and we're just going to go ahead and cut them in half, and then in half again, and then in half again, kind of like you would a pizza. So then we're just going to spread those all out, and then we're going to take our oil and just kind of brush those on. Now if you don't want to brush them, just use some spray. That is totally fine. Flip them over on the other side and do that side as well. Okay, so I'm just going to take some of my sea salt and sprinkle that just on one side, as well as our lime. We're just going to get some of our lime juice on there and go ahead and get them prepared to go into our air fryer. I'm using the Power XL, which has many different racks, so I'm going to use 2 of my racks and go ahead and put those in there, spread them all out so that they're not on top of each other at 350 degrees for 5 minutes. You don't want to go 6 minutes because they're going to burn, so keep an eye on them like around 4, but mine took exactly 5. And voila, we made them. We made our very own homemade tortilla chips. So delicious, they taste just like Chipotle, and you get to control what is on them. So now we're gonna go make some chicken enchilada casserole. For this one, we're gonna use some cooked shredded chicken, cream cheese, green chilies, enchilada sauce, tortilla, half an onion, garlic, and some Mexican cheese. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and get our garlic and onion sauteed in a little bit of oil. Start adding in our green chilies, our cream cheese, and you want it to look like this, so it's nice and creamy. Now we're going to go ahead and add in our chicken and just give that a nice big stir until everything is all blended together. Time to start layering. So we're going to start off by using some of our green enchilada sauce. I'm just going to go ahead and rip up some of my corn tortillas and place those down on the bottom. Add some of our chicken mixture, which is so good. And we're going to add in some of our cheese, a couple little heaping handfuls full, and a little bit more of our enchilada sauce, and just keep on layering that up. Now we're on our final layer, so we're just going to go ahead and use some more of our corn tortillas, the rest of our can of enchilada sauce, and a whole bunch of cheese on the very top of it. Now let's go ahead and grab our aluminum foil and get ready to go put it into our air fryer oven. We're going to want to cook this in the air fryer at 325 degrees for 20 minutes, and then we're going to take off the aluminum foil and let it cook for an additional 10 minutes. Now, if you're going to put this in your oven, you're going to want to put it at 350 for about half hour, take off the top, and then give it an additional 10 minutes. So this is what it's going to look like as soon as it comes out. Oh my gosh, it's so delicious. I'm going to go ahead and plate it up, and we have done it. We have made a chicken enchilada casserole in our air fryer. I made mine as a meal, so I added some refried beans, some Spanish rice, and some freshness. I added in some lettuce, some chopped tomatoes, some sour cream, and I'm going to put some cilantro on top just to make it look a little bit more pretty. Voila, it tastes just as good as it looks. Now, let's go make some taquitos. For our chicken taquitos, we're going to use some cooked shredded chicken, some salsa, 1 chipotle pepper, some corn tortillas, and some Mexi blend cheese. Now you can use flour tortillas too, but that would be technically called a flauta, but that's okay because they still taste delicious. So let's go ahead and get started. All we're going to do is take our chipotle pepper, just one of them out, and I use the one that's in the adobe sauce, and because it has like a really nice flavor to it. So we're going to go ahead and add that into our chicken and add in, I started off by using just 2 heaping tablespoons of salsa, but decided it looked a little too dry, so I'm going to go ahead and add in 1 more. And we're going to go ahead and take our corn tortillas, and I did microwave these in the microwave for about 30 seconds just to get them warm and pliable. And I added in my chicken mixture and my cheese. Now let's get them ready to go into the air fryer oven. So I'm just going to go ahead and spray the tops and the bottoms with olive oil. And we're going to go ahead and take these to the air fryer oven, put them in at 350 degrees for about 10 minutes. And voila, this is what we got. So I just went ahead and used some salsa, some guacamole, some freshness, of course. And they are so good. So next, we're going to make a Mexican pizza. For this one, you're going to want to use hamburger, enchilada sauce, refried beans, your Mexican blend cheese, flour tortillas, a package of taco seasoning, and I'm going to use some green onions, tomatoes, and olives. So we're just going to go ahead and cook up our hamburger, and I'm just following the directions on the package, which is just dump it in, add some water. So that is it. We'll let that sit there for about 4 minutes. While that is doing its thing, we'll go over and we'll start putting oil on the fronts and the backs of our flour tortillas and get those ready to go into the air fryer. So we're going to go ahead and put those in at 350 degrees for about 5 minutes. Mine did take 6 minutes total to get nice and crunchy. Let's take a quick peek to make sure they're not flopping around, and they are good to go. Check this out. After just 6 minutes, this is what they look like. Oh my gosh, so exciting. So I warmed up my beans a little bit in the microwave, and I'm just going to go ahead and start spreading those on the very bottom and just kind of fill that up. Now our hamburger is all done, so let's go ahead and put that on, layer it with another tortilla shell, take some of our enchilada sauce and just kind of sprinkle that on. Put as much or as little on this stuff as you want. I don't really like a whole lot of enchilada sauce, but that's just me. And I'm going to add my tomatoes, my onions, my olives, and a whole bunch of cheese on the very top. Now I lost a little bit of footage here, but literally all I did was pop it in there for 350 degrees for 5 more minutes, and look at that cheese. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. I'm just gonna go ahead and top mine off with some tomatoes, a little bit of green onions, because they just make everything look so tasty and look so pretty. And of course some olives on the very top. And almost forgot to add in my sour cream. I think everything tastes better with sour cream, so this is all optional, of course. You don't need to do any of it if you don't want to. And voila, we did it. So now we are going to go ahead and make some chicken fajitas. These are the easiest fajitas ever. I'm using frozen chicken, frozen vegetables, I'm using flour tortillas and a fajita mix and some oil. And that is it. Just gonna go ahead and heat up our oil, add our frozen chicken right in there. And from Schwan's, it only takes 8 minutes total to make. So at about the 4-minute mark, I'm gonna go ahead and add in my frozen vegetables. Now those take 4 minutes to cook up, and to where they're not like super soggy or anything, they still have a nice little crunch in them. And that is exactly how I like them. So I love Schwan's. I use Schwan's for like everything. Gonna go ahead and add in our fajita mix, a little bit of water, and it should look like this after about another 4 minutes. I'm telling you, 8 minutes start to finish, and this is how great they're gonna look. Now let's heat up our tortilla. I'm just putting mine right on my stovetop burner. Now if you don't have a gas one, that is fine. Just go ahead and put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds. Take your filling, roll it up, and this is what it's gonna look like. Oh my gosh, you guys, for such a minimal amount, these are absolutely delicious. So now it's time for dessert. We're gonna make some no-fry fried ice cream. For this one, we're gonna need some ice cream. I'm using vanilla. We're gonna use some cornflakes, cinnamon, sugar, salt, and a half a stick of butter. Now, let's get started. We'll start off by making our little ice cream balls. So first of all, I had to wrestle around with that saran wrap because I don't know, I always have problems with that. And I'm just gonna take 2 little scoops of ice cream, form it into a little ball, and I'm gonna make 3 of them. So we're gonna go ahead and place those in the freezer. While the ice cream is back in the freezer and freezing, I'm going to go ahead and take a Ziploc baggie. Now, I only had a little one, so this is one I had to do a couple times. But I'm just going to go ahead and just crunch all those down. So we don't want them to be too fine, but we don't want them to be great big huge pieces either. So kind of in between. I'll show you just right now. Okay, so this is my second baggie, so I'm gonna go ahead and add that to the first one. So we literally have now about 4 to 5 cups. Now we're gonna go ahead and melt down our butter, and we're going to add in our cornflakes in there, and we're just going to kind of mix that all up until it gets evenly coated, and we're going to add in our little pinch of salt, our sugar, and our cinnamon. We're just going to let that sit there for a few minutes and make sure it tastes good. This is where you would add in anything else more that you like, the sugar, salt, and make sure it comes to your flavor palette. So I'm going to go ahead and take our first ice cream ball out of the freezer, just unwrap it, and just literally just drop it right in there. So into our mix, and we'll just put that crumble. We're just going to go ahead and pack that all in there, and that is it. So I'm going to go ahead and work on the other two just real quick. And just like that, we have some fried ice cream. I can eat it just like that if you'd like to, but why not go over the top? I mean, this is a dessert. So we're gonna add in our whipped cream. I'm gonna just straight out of the can. I think it's so good that way. Also some Hershey's syrup. Now you can add in whatever it is that you like here, whether it be honey or caramel. I'm using Hershey's syrup because I like chocolate. And of course, nothing screams ice cream like adding a maraschino on top. So gonna go ahead and add those on as well. With Cinco de Mayo coming up, I thought it would be perfect to share with you some of these super easy recipes that anybody can make at home. So no need to go out there and spend a fortune on anything, because really it's kind of the same ingredients that are just kind of repeating themselves in so many different ways. So that is what my channel is all about, is making easy homemade meals. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe and follow me along on many other easy recipes here at EZ Eatery. Please share with your friends and give my channel some support, and I hope you liked the video. Thank you so much. Bye-bye now.